This is interesting. Now he's going to get into why this increased in importance during World War I. Prior to the World War, all armies fought in comparatively close order. So this is when you go back to watching the Redcoats fight and they're all lined up, or you watch Braveheart and everyone's lined up, or any of those the phalanx, back in the day, how the Spartans fought. Everyone had this, you were at close order. You were close to your teammates, your fellow soldiers. The psychological reaction of the individual soldier was not so decisive, since the fighting was done not by the individual, but by mass. And the mass was held together by drill and discipline. So you had these very close, literally close together organizations. And I would tell you that even in combat today, when you get your group mustered together, let's say in the ground floor of a building, and I have 40 SEALs in there, and if you hear me talk about decentralized command, I'll tell you, hey, can I control 40 SEALs out on the battlefield? No, absolutely not. That being said, you put everyone in the small ground floor of a building, and I can yell out, hey, everyone muster here. We're going to break out in 3 minutes. Get a good head count. Check your ammo. Everyone can hear that. You can kind of control them when they're in that close proximity for at least 30 seconds. You can get some control. So he goes on to talk about that, but more importantly, he says, moreover, the psychological impressions of battle were simpler. Rifle and cannon ruled the battlefield, and the enemy could be seen. In modern war, the impressions are much more powerful. Usually we fight against an enemy we cannot see. The machine rules the battlefield. We no longer fight in great masses, but in small groups, often as individuals. Therefore, the psychological reaction of the individual has become increasingly important. So again, if you've got all your people mustered together and you can verbally talk to them and they can see you and you can set that example and you can lead them through physical contact, it's a little easier to overcome whatever psychological barriers they might have. When they start getting spread out and all of a sudden they can't hear everything and they can't see you anymore, now the psychological element becomes a lot more important. As commanders, we must know the probable reaction of the individual and the means by which we can influence this reaction.